everybody. Okay, so I'm doing my 18-week pregnancy update. It's Friday. I'm supposed to film these on Wednesdays, which is my turnover date. I never seem to be able to make that happen. That's okay. So what is happening is I am definitely feeling the baby move more. I think it's safe to say. Let me just say something. Even if you've been pregnant a lot, you aren't always 100% sure that what you're feeling is the baby moving. You kind of are like, I think I'm feeling something, but I'm not for sure. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure though now at this point, because the movements are definitely bigger, stronger, and they kind of will come in like a cluster. Like on one side of my belly, I'll feel like boom, 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 and then like it'll calm down, and I'm like, that's gotta be her. That's gotta be the baby. So that's pretty fun. And this weekend, I have my little 20-week anatomy scan. I'll technically be like 18 and a half weeks, but they usually do them between 18 and 22 weeks. And I'm with a midwife, so they have like a mobile ultrasound. They have their own ultrasound, but they have like a mobile like ultrasound technician that comes once a month. And so just the appointment date worked out. And I'm pretty excited about that. And let's see what else is happening in symptom world. I got my little pregnancy maternity pillow thing again. I've used them with all three of my pregnancies, but again, this baby was a surprise, so I'd gotten rid of mine. So I was trying to put it off because they're really pricey, but they really help. They really help. So I would recommend getting one early just so that you really get your money's worth because you use it a lot. But I finally did. I was like, I've got to get one just because I am noticing I'm tossing and turning more at night, and my hips hurt a little bit during the night. And so, yeah, I got one, and I haven't used it yet because I bought it yesterday, and I wanted to wash it first, but I'm going to use it tonight. I've been having some pretty vivid dreams. You know, I mean, I do that sometimes when I'm not pregnant, but I have been doing that lately. I am so busy over here. If you've been watching our other vlogs, you know we're in the middle of getting ready to move. And so that's why, I mean, my hair's up today. We're packing all day. And so I'm just so busy that I honestly haven't, I don't think about the fact that I'm pregnant a lot. It's very weird almost because usually when you're pregnant, it can be almost like, that's what's on your mind like most of the time because I mean it's a really big deal. But I just have a lot of other things on my mind, and so I don't necessarily notice. And I think that's another reason I haven't been 100% sure of her moving as much or feeling her is because I'm so busy and the movements are very light at this point. Or not her movements are light, but feeling them is. And so I don't notice until I slow down, and then I'm like, oh. Although, like I said, a couple of times I've noticed, even when I was doing something. So she's definitely getting bigger and stronger, which is really exciting. Oh, I was thinking this week, I was reflecting about how the first, part of this pregnancy, when I was just surprised that it happened, and I was having a lot of hormones and blah, blah, blah. And I did have high HCG levels, higher than normal, and so I don't know if that contributed to how emotional I was in the first part, but they all leveled out, and when they leveled out, I seemed to level out, and so it's kind of makes me wonder if they were just making things because they were even higher than normally they are with a single pregnancy. I don't know. And just all the situation, but I was reflecting this week about how I felt then, and it's just completely different now. And it makes me realize that, I mean, of course, part of that is just accepting your situation and finding the joy in things and blah, blah, blah. Part of it's that, but part of it is definitely was out of my control. And I mean that, and it was definitely a little hormonal depression type thing going on. And now that I'm out of it, and I've been out of it now for a while, as you guys probably noticed, because I'm happier, I'm more myself. But being out of it, I realized how intense and crazy it was, you know what I mean? And how powerful it was. And it's a very kind of scary thing to not be in control of your emotions and to be that down. And it's funny because I actually had been having trouble with my hormones and kind of my emotional state and things like that before I got pregnant. I'd been kind of off the charts and just not feeling myself for a while. And then that first part of the pregnancy is the same thing. And now I feel like the pregnancy's helped me because I feel more myself now than I have in a year and a half. No joke. Like, I feel more like me. You know what I mean? And so it almost makes me want to like tear up, because it's just really, it's really, I guess, eye-opening when you realize like that you have been in this funk, and that maybe it wasn't you just not, you know, trying to be happy or whatever. It's literally things that were kind of almost beyond your control. And it's very heavy, like that realization. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's very odd. It's a very weird thing to be like, wow, like there's definitely something affecting me, you know? And so anyway, I'm just grateful, because I just realized now that I'm not in that situation, now that I'm out of it and I'm more myself, and I'm just like, you know, it just, I don't know, I thought I wanted to share that, because I really feel like after the pregnancy hormones in a way have like actually helped. Like, you know, initially maybe not so much, but like now when they started to level out, it's like I just feel like me so much more than I have in such a long time, irregardless of the pregnancy. So that's really amazing, and I'm very, very happy. And it's also a reminder to myself that if I feel like that, I need to go and talk to somebody, and I need to go and have my levels checked out, and I need to go and, you know, do all that. And so anyway, that was kind of a long thing, but I thought it was important to share that, because I had a, like I said, I was reflecting on that a lot this week while I was doing things. I would think about that. And a prime example is this week. It's just like, I mean, I just had a couple of days that should have been bad days, but they weren't. They're like absolutely like the best days, even though they were like really hectic and a lot of things were going wrong. Like, I found so much joy in those days, and that is how I normally am. And I haven't been as much like that. And so realizing that, like, oh, I was just so grateful. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's just good. It's just like good. And I think sometimes when you're in the middle of it, you don't quite see it for what it is. And even if you do recognize it, you don't realize the impact. You don't realize how much it's affecting you. You might notice, you might be like, you know what, I'm definitely feeling under the weather. I definitely don't feel like myself. Something's off, you know, blah, blah, blah. But like, you don't realize the degree that it is until you're not in it anymore. And so, I don't know, I think it's just a good kind of like eye-opening reminder to not just myself, but hopefully to someone out there too. If you feel like you're not quite yourself, it may even be more so than you think. Just go and talk to somebody, have them run tests. And because it might not just be an emotional thing, it could be an actual chemical thing in your body that is off, your hormones. Especially for women, we're really susceptible to this stuff. And I'm in my 30s now, and it's like, that can just really trigger things. Like, it can be even worse. It can happen at any age, but like, that doesn't help. So yeah, but definitely, I don't know. I've just been, even in moments where like something makes me mad or upset, I'm just like, I'll be like, oh no, and then I'm like, okay, like, and I don't know, that's just more how I feel like I am normally, and it's nice to have that back. So very like, and it also makes me more appreciative of being pregnant, and I can see this now as like such a blessing. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but I just do. I'm just like, and I mentioned this in a couple pregnancy vlogs back, because like I said, I've been kind of out of the funk I was in at the beginning for a while now, thankfully. But I mentioned that like, any fear I had about having 4 is just like gone. Like, I just don't, I'm like, it's cool. Like, I don't know how to describe like why, but I'm just like totally okay with it. Like, so that's really good, you know? Like, I even had somebody who was talking to me recently, and they weren't intentionally trying to make it sound scary. I know that wasn't their intent, but they were definitely like being kind of negative about like, oh, 4, well, good luck, and I'm sorry, and da da da. And even then I was just like, it's okay, like, it's not a big deal. I just realized like I just have confidence in the situation, and it lets me be really excited about the baby. And yeah, that's about it. So this week it's like less symptoms and more reflection and like deeper thoughts about my emotional state. But again, I thought it was important to share that. Okay, and so other than that, that important, no other real symptoms. I was on my feet all day, like yesterday. Like, I was running around a lot and doing things, and I mean on my feet for hours. So I was a little bit like more sore at the end of the day, but not much, thankfully. Like, I'm just still in that good period, and I'm just, I really am in the sweet spot of pregnancy right now, and there's not everyone has a sweet spot of pregnancy, so I'm really glad that I do. I'm really glad that I'm in this spot right now. It's letting me get things done. I mean, I do get kind of tired a little faster, I've noticed, and things like that, and I'll get a little breathier, but I don't know, it's just really good, and that's wonderful because right now we are so busy and I've got so much on my plate that I'm grateful to have this energy. And I think as I don't have that energy, and as I lose my stamina, and as I do get more sore and tired and all of that stuff that is just normal with being pregnant, and the more pregnant you get, I'm going to be so grateful when I'm getting to that point that I did so much now when I could. I'm going to be so grateful for that. So yes, okay, well, I'm gonna film this weekend for our ultrasound. The kids are gonna come for at least part of it. It is the medical one, so I don't think I'm gonna have them stick around, but we're gonna bring them and let them see, so that's kind of nice. That's one of the other perks of being with a midwife, is there's not as many rules, and they're not as like a stickler for things, and so, which is really nice. But I actually understand why they would be, because this is an important ultrasound. It's when they make sure all the organs are developing correctly and everything like that, and I don't want to impede with them doing their job. So I've thought it was like respectful to be like, look children, this is amazing. Okay, go on out there and let the lady finish her job. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do that, but I'm definitely gonna make sure to film it. It's so funny because this is supposed to be a pregnancy update, but all I wanna do is talk about everything else that's happening because it's really exciting and fun and whatever, but you guys can watch those vlogs if you are interested in that side. We're here for the pregnancy stuff, doing good, a lot of reflection on the emotional. I will show you the belly. All right guys, so I'm gonna show you the bump. There it is. My belly's kind of stayed the same. I think I've done what a lot of people do when you are pregnant after many other times being pregnant. It's like I popped really early, and then it's kind of stayed the same the last couple of weeks. It's not really gotten bigger. But all right, okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to everyone in the next update. Bye guys.